Hello and welcome back to the Gold Newsletter. Welcome back to a breaking news special. My name is Kai Hoffmann. I'm the JR Mining Guy on Twitter and the CEO of the SOAR Financial Group. And together with Brien Lundin, I'm the host of this channel. Really looking forward to this breaking news special. It is with Pan Global Resources. President and CEO Tim Moody is joining us here in a few short seconds. The company had some news out this morning, and we need to talk about it because it hit me a bit out of left field because it's about a project that I didn't have necessarily on my radar screen, but it's definitely worth talking about. They issued and released some sample results and a bit of an exploration strategy behind it, so I'm curious to learn more from Tim. Also, since I have him, I'm going to quiz him about Escasena drilling. How is it coming along? When can we expect some results? Now, without much further ado, Tim, it is great to see you again, and we've only seen each other last week, but it's good to see you again anyway.
Yeah, likewise. A good site visit to the Escasena project last week.
Yeah, really enjoyed that, and we'll have some more, pictures, images, videos, and all that coming out here over the coming weeks. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that. But we got to talk about the press release, Tim. This is a breaking news special. You released some sample results and more details about the Carmenes Project, and I'm curious to learn more. Run us a bit through the highlights, and then we'll get a little more. We'll dive into the nitty gritty.
Yeah. So look, this is an exciting opportunity for us. We're a copper exploration company, and this new project was something that caught our attention 2 or 3 years ago. It was an area of Spain with not much exploration, but a long mining history. We recognised the potential for unusual high grade breccia pipe style mineralisation. High grades of copper, nickel, cobalt, and as we're finding, also potentially gold as well. So we saw size potential, drive up drill targets, etc. A very, very interesting opportunity. Early days.
What are some of the highlights from the project and maybe from the sampling, and why is it of interest now? Like, why did you put a press release out about it?
Yeah, so the ground was held by a state-owned company, and they ran into some difficulties, and the opportunity came to acquire the property. So we did that probably nearly 2 years ago. It took a little while to get the mineral rights transferred, etc., to our Spanish subsidiary. That we then did some sort of early, let's say, due diligence sampling, etc., and that sort of confirmed our feelings that this is something worth pursuing and doing more work. And the recent sampling results were further evidence of that. Clearly identifying these gossans and sampling those. We only took half a dozen samples, and there's more gossans there that we haven't even got to yet. And getting on average nearly 4 grams gold, up to 10 grams gold, and they're just sitting on the surface. Then we complement that with some subsurface or underground mine sampling that we combined that with some of the previous sampling work, and that was also showing consistent high grades of copper, nickel, and cobalt. So that was enough for us to say, okay, this is warranting some further systematic exploration, and we have boots on the ground there now, and the team is pretty excited with what they're seeing already.
Yeah, run us a bit through the program. What do you have planned now, and maybe a bit of the budget, because it is a bit of a surprise. I'm curious, do you even have the budget for it?
Yeah, this early phase, early stage exploration is very low cost. It's essentially people costs. So it's mapping, soil geochemistry, rock chip sampling, etc., and just the further detailed review of the historical exploration work, primarily by the Calcer group, the state-owned company that had held the ground before that. So this is low-cost work. In addition to that, we have begun the process trying to get the environmental permitting, etc., to allow us to drill, and hopefully we can drill maybe 1 or 2 holes in one of these breccia pipes before the end of the year.
How much are you guided by historic work, and what type of historic work sort of exists? Is it useful? Like I've seen in the press release, I think there were some drill results on the project. Can you guide us a bit on the history of the project there?
Yeah, so first of all, there was mining there, both some open pit and underground mining, pretty small scale stuff, but uh, probably 1870s through to the 1930s or thereabouts. Mining, for concentrates of copper and cobalt, both had nickel in them as well. There was a smelter on the site as well, but otherwise there hadn't been much exploration since that mining up until when the state-owned company started doing their work. And their work, they did some very good work, somewhat patchy, targeting a few specific areas, and including geophysics and geochemistry, etc. And as you mentioned, there was a little bit of drilling. There were 4 drill holes, 3 of which they were all targeting IP chargeability anomalies, but only one of those holes intersected or tested beneath one of the old mines in intersecting the breccia. It hit a 7-metre mine cavity, and then the walls of that hit about 2 metres of over 7% copper with some nickel and cobalt, etc. So, that was, let's say, verification of the sort of grades they were likely extracting from at least the Profunda mine development.
Yeah, that is quite exciting. Fairly high grade, 7% over 2 meters. That's not bad at all. Definitely worth following up. Just to get more granular on the drill target generation, what do you need to do besides applying and getting those permits?
Yeah, well, look, we've already got a 3-dimensional view of the underground mine workings at the Profunda and Providencia mine areas, and that's why we can see this sort of pipe-like geometry. So we feel we can already position a drill hole today based on the underground sampling and the underground mine working distribution to give us an early look at the grades and potential extension of the mineralisation, both laterally and beneath the old mine workings.
How does the Carmenes Project fit into the overall company strategy there, Tim? You have the Escacina project that you're drilling on, so I'm curious, I want to squash any of the rumors potentially here. There's Escacina is dead, we're going to Carmenes, right? And I want to squash that rumor before it even starts, but I'm curious, how does that fit into the overall strategy?
Yeah, as I say, this is I think an exciting addition to our exploration portfolio, our pipeline of opportunities. And we'll continue to rank and prioritise the targets, the opportunities for making discoveries, with across the entire portfolio. So, look, it was the high grades, the size potential. I mean, we're already mapping breccias over sort of 300+ metre widths at the Carmenes Project. So that was, it's certainly something that warrants the extra effort and certainly justifies being in our portfolio at this stage. But yes, just to squash any rumours, the Escacina project remains our flagship project. We're drilling there at the moment. We're close to resource there, and we have, as you know, a big suite of pretty exciting targets where we expect we'll make additional discoveries in that property. So, look, that remains our focus. The Carmenes Project is another one of our portfolio, and we'll continue to advance that and see how that progresses, and hopefully it becomes a second project. And as I've said, twice the reason to invest in Pan Global.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I think that perfectly put the bow around the Carmenes Project. And Tim, since I have you, I have to ask about Escacina drilling. How is it coming along? When can we expect the next press release with drill results?
Yeah, so we've been drilling at the Cañada Honda discovery. So we have sort of 3 or 4 drill holes to report, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. That's a very big target. That's going to take persistence, a lot more drilling. It's a 3-kilometre long geophysical feature, similar dimensions to some of the big mines in the belt, in the Iberian Pyrite Belt. So, more results to report from that in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. And then we've got further results from La Romana, where we're drilling right at the moment. So, I expect we'll have perhaps up to another half a dozen drill holes from that area, from the Escacina project to elsewhere in the Escacina project to report over the next, say, 4 to 6 weeks.
No. To get a bit of a temperature check here from you, Tim, like how excited are you like from the current drilling? Like how is it looking, and is it according to, or does it follow previous results? Like, is that something we can talk about here?
Yeah, we're certainly seeing mineralisation at both those areas that we've been drilling at Carmenes Honda and Laramana. Certainly, some of the drilling near surface mineralisation we're seeing on the western extension of Laramana is pretty exciting. We were hitting some plus 1% copper over decent intervals at shallow depths in the last reported drilling in that area, and we're seeing that mineralisation continue. So that's pretty exciting for us, Kai. And it's clear that we're going to need to do more drilling too as the mineralisation is continuing further to the west.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds exciting. I'm really looking forward to the next set of results there, Tim. One thing I've noticed in the press release, and it is a bit hidden, is you're talking about encouraging progress to get access to the Bravo target. And maybe you can elaborate a little bit on that, and how does that fit in, and what are you planning to do there?
Yes, the Bravo target is a big gravity anomaly. It has some other support too from the helicopter electromagnetics, some old IP on the southern area, but it's an area that we haven't been able to get boots on the ground. So, great location east of and along strike of Laramana. So we've been working over the last couple of years to try and get an access agreement with the owner, and we initiated what they call a temporary occupation process, which is a procedure to get access with where the government helps to intervene, and so we've been following that path, and I'm very sort of hopeful we will have boots on the ground on that target, perhaps within the next 3 or 4 weeks, and that's certainly the goal.
Let's just talk about the potential of the Bravo target real quick as well. Like, how does it look similar to Laramana, maybe Carmenes Honda? Like, how can we sort of position it within that context?
Yeah, so it looks to be along the trend, along in the same geology, just to the east, perhaps a kilometre or so, a couple of kilometres east of Laramana. It's a big gravity anomaly, and as you know, many discoveries have been made in that area by directly drilling gravity anomalies. In fact, the Laramana discovery was made by drilling a gravity target. So this is an even bigger anomaly in a great location. We don't know what it is. It's covered by post-mineral sediments, but it has 2 or 3 things, indications from the geophysics work and so on, that suggests this is a pretty exciting target. And just the size of the target alone is exciting. So, can't wait.
Fantastic. No, fantastic. Yeah, awesome. Me neither. It looks fantastic on the map. Of course, we need to drill it to figure out what it is. But if it's anything like Laramana, then we're off to the races for sure. It looks fantastic. Tim, maybe to put a bow around the whole conversation, what are some of the next steps, next catalysts? Maybe what is one of the next press releases that we can expect from Pan Global there?
Yeah, look, we've had a little quiet period with news over the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks while we've been waiting for results to come in. Hopefully we'll have an avalanche of news over the next few weeks, both with drill results to come from Carmenes Honda and Laramana, and the ongoing exploration up in the Carmenes Project, where we have a team up there at the moment, an extensive soil geochemistry, surface sampling program, etc. So we'll have news to come from that pretty soon. The team's pretty excited with what they're seeing with some of the rocks they're finding as they're doing that new sampling work. And then we've got hopefully the news on the access to the Bravo target, as well as some other news as well. Further developments on the metallurgy, some bids we've been on some new properties as well. So lots of news, lots to look out for over the next few weeks.
Yeah, sounds exciting. Fantastic. Tim, I can't wait to catch up with you again here, either in person or virtually, of course. But we will have lots to talk about in the coming weeks and months, so I'm pretty sure about that. So can't wait to have you back. Tim, really appreciate your time. Thanks for running us through the news and giving us a quick update here on Escacena as well. So let's make sure to get you back on soon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Everybody else, thank you so much for joining us here on the Gold Newsletter for Breaking News Special with Pan Global Resources and President CEO Tim Moody. I think it was a really comprehensive update. We talked about the the newer project, Carmenes, and what the plans are over there. But also we were able to get an update from him on Escacena drilling. What are they seeing in the core? When can we expect the next set of results? And of course, Bravo. Quite exciting. This looks like a potential new discovery. Can't wait to see the first drill hit going in there first, and really looking forward to some of those results. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope this update was informational for you. If it was, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out tremendously, bringing companies like Pan Global on and, of course, getting regular updates to you. Did we forget to ask anything? Make sure to put that in the comments below. We'll make sure to hit that question next time we get Tim on the program. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back with lots more here on the Gold Newsletter.